Hi guys, welcome back to Dinner Made Easy with Dina, and I'm Dina. Today we're going to be making a dinner using cube steak in a brown gravy, and I'm going to show you how easy that is, and it's so tasty and a really yummy comfort food. So without any further ado, we're going to get started on this. What I'm doing first off is I am going to be sauteing some onions so that when we are ready for the onions, they're ready for us. So let's get going on that. Okay, so I have a tablespoon of butter and about a tablespoon of olive oil. And we're just gonna go ahead and put our onions in there. And I just took the onion and I halved it, and then I just did thin slices with it. Now to kind of help get these to where they're going to start wilting down, I'm going to add just a little bit of salt. And I'm going to use some of my Lowry seasoning salt. This just helps the onions to break down a little faster. And I'm going to turn those down, and we're going to cook those on about a medium heat so that we don't burn our onions. In the meantime, we're going to get started on our cube steaks. The first thing I did was preheat our oven to 350. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to lay out our cube steak. And these are really large cube steaks, so I'm probably going to cut these down after they're cooked so that we have a little more of a manageable size for us, since there's only two of us. But what I'm going to do with the leftovers is I'm going to make probably 2 freezer meals. So the first thing is we're going to season these up. So I'm going to start with my Kinder's caramelized onion and butter. This is so delicious. And we're going to be real easy on our seasoning because I'm going to be using some beef broth and some cream of mushroom soup in our recipe today. So we got to be real careful not to over season, okay? Then we're going to go down with some garlic powder. And we're just going to do, and I'm not measuring how much I'm using. I would say, you know, season to your taste, because some people really enjoy to have the seasoning a little heavier than others. And I'm going to put just a little bit of regular onion powder on here as well. Here we go. Then we're going to use some black pepper, just because we love black pepper. There we go. Now we're going to turn these over and do the other side the same way. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is go ahead, and I have about a cup, well maybe 2 cups worth of flour here. And you probably don't need that much, probably 1 cup is just fine. And then I'm going to just flour my cube steaks. I usually like to let my cube steaks sit and rest for about 5 minutes once they're floured before I start cooking them. Now we're going to get ready and we're going to start frying that up. So I have about 4 tablespoons of olive oil that I put in my skillet. I'm just going to let that come up to temperature before we put the meat in it. Okay, so we're getting ready to put our cube steak in our skillet, and it doesn't have to cook 100% all the way through. It just has to brown really good, and then we can finish cooking it in the oven when we place it in the oven. So we're going to go ahead and mix together our cream of mushroom soup and our beef broth. So the beef broth I used I have a 14.5 ounce can of beef broth, and I just have a regular 10.5 ounce can of cream of mushroom soup. And we're going to take those and we're going to combine them. So we have that ready to go when our steaks are almost finished cooking. To that, I'm also going to add about 1/3 cup of evaporated milk. There we go. Now I'm just going to take a wire whisk. I'm going to whisk that all together. And this is how it's looking until I get it all combined here. Okay. Okay, it's time to get our meat into the pan. It's heated up nicely. And we're going to go ahead and get those going. And I've got those on about a medium-high heat. And I don't have enough room in the pan for all of it, so I guess we're just going to do 2 at a time. Okay, let's take a look and see how we're looking. We just want them brown on both sides. Almost. Let's just turn that around a little bit. There we go. There we go. There's our 3rd one. So we did get it into the skillet. Okay, we're going to go ahead and turn these over. That's beautiful. That's what we're looking for. See how nice and brown those are? Perfect. Okay. Now we're just waiting for the other one. I don't know why I didn't think about this, but we should have used our Dutch oven. That's what I'm going to switch it to, is our Dutch oven when this is all ready to go, because the Dutch oven does such a great job and just kind of seals all the juices in. So I think that's going to really give us a wonderful finish on these. It's going to be really, really tasty. So I can hardly wait till it's done so I can show you how good this turns out. This is a super easy meal, and I'm telling you, it's a good meal. A nice, warm, cozy dinner. This is it. This is a really good one. It's been a while since we've made this, so I thought this would be just delicious tonight. So, hang in. Let's just keep going with this. Hey! I don't know what I was thinking. But a Dutch oven is always a good choice if you have one. If you don't, then use the skillet. And if you can put your skillet in the oven, even better. Then you don't have to do anything except for maybe seal some aluminum foil around it. But if you don't have that and you just have a regular frying pan, use that. And then just put your meat and gravy in a baking dish, because that's definitely going to be okay to do. Give this a real quick spray. Save myself a little bit of work. There we go. All right. I'm going to go ahead and transfer this into my Dutch oven. That. All right, now those are in there. Next thing we're going to do is we are going to take a couple of tablespoons of flour. About 3 maybe tablespoons of flour. And we are going to make a gravy with this and scrape all of those good little bits and pieces off the bottom of your pan. It's super important because that's a ton of flavor. Okay. So I've turned the burner down to a low, but it looks like I need to take it off the burner for a minute so we don't burn our roux. That wouldn't be any fun. And basically what we're doing is just cooking the flour so we don't get a flour taste with it. And once that flour is cooked down, then we're going to add our other ingredients. Okay, that looks about right. Nice golden brown on the roux. That's how you can tell when your flour is cooked, is that it has a nice color to it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our cream of mushroom soup, our can of beef broth, and our 1/3 of a cup of evaporated milk. Now if it looks like it's going to get a little too thick, we can always thin that down with a little water or more milk. But we want this to be nice and thick over our meat. And I'm going to add my onions into this that we've already sautéed. Turn this down to low, low, low. And let's go ahead and combine our onions in there. This was a medium onion that I just sliced. You can cut the onion however you choose. If you want to put mushrooms in here, you certainly do that. We're just more about the onions than we are about the mushroom. Now this sauce will continue to thicken as it cooks. Okay. Now we're going to cover this and we are going to put it in the oven for about 45 minutes, okay? And like I said, the oven has been preheated to 350 degrees. Okay, we're back and our dinner is ready, so I'm going to plate that up and let you see how it all came out. First, I'm going to take the lid off and let you see what it looks like in the pan. Okay. There it is. Whoops, try not to steam you up too much here. There it is. And doesn't that look really, really good? Okay. I'll use the spoon I just used with the mashed potatoes. Oh my gosh, look at that. Let's go for this one. This is a smaller one, which is good. And let's get a little of that gravy so we can get the gravy on those mashed potatoes. Oh my goodness, that looks good. Maybe just a little bit more on top of the meat. Oh. And we have some yellow crookneck squash as well. We're going to put that right there. I made this up and I made it with bacon, of course, and ooh, is that yummy. And there's one more thing we're going to add to this plate that's going to just take it over the top. Okay, and we're going to serve that with some corn on the cob. And look at that and tell me that that is not beautiful. This is smells so good. Okay, now we're going to taste this and see how well we did. Oh, it's just fork tender. Look at that. That is so tender. Give this one a try. This is an absolute winner, you guys. I'm telling you. One of the best. You guys have a good rest of your night, and I'll see you again soon. Bye now.